Hey guys, this is Indian Viking at Instagram. You're now listening to Hardly Heroes, the podcast that I listen to get my geekiness refueled when I drive to the fjords of Norway. Yes, you heard me right, guys. Hardly Heroes has reached Norway. Stay tuned and get amused with Aaron, Buddy, and Manny.
Go ahead.
Hit record?
I hit record.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
No? What?
Never mind.
It's a
his
website.
project.
Hit record?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty interesting, actually.
What is it?
It's like a crowdsourced filmmaking type of thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
So you
interesting.
can do like shorts. You can get music. If you wanted to like make a movie, you could go to hitrecord.com and
Yep.
then tell them what you're looking for, and then you can like sort of crowdsource crew for it. So
Oh.
if you want some VFX work done. Or
That's interesting.
music.
Pretty awesome.
It's weird that you brought that up, and that I actually do know about it.
Yeah.
That is,
it's a
that's
thing.
pretty cool. I got to check it out.
He everything I've seen from Joseph Gordon-Levitt, he just nerds out so
Hold on a
bad.
second.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
All right.
I just texted my wife that I was recording and she still called. So I was like, okay, there's something serious then.
Oh.
But she hung up. So
Okay,
she
well,
probably didn't check the text. And she's like, oh, shit.
Yeah. So how are we doing, guys?
I'm
How you doing,
great.
buddy?
I'm all steamed up.
Oh,
man.
shit.
That's all I got.
The protein and oats?
Yeah,
Yep,
I
yeah,
just
there it is.
I'm steamed up. I just came from the gym.
Oh, yeah.
I'm currently not wearing sleeves.
Yeah.
That's
I love it.
I feel right at home. I really do. It's like he never left.
yeah.
For you sidekicks out there that don't recognize the voice, it is Curtis Corona.
Hello.
I'm not even going to give you a title. You don't even need a title. You're Curtis Corona. You're here.
Okay.
See,
Second
I like it. That's
time,
pretty
you know.
good.
Fuck that, all that. What do we call you? Industry.
Oh, yeah, friendly
Yeah,
industry
insider.
friendly
Yeah,
neighborhood
yeah.
industry professional.
Right.
Sure, whatever.
Rolls off the tongue really well.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I can remember it every time.
Well, this is number 2, right? So like, what? Goat's been on twice, right?
Yes, yeah.
So
Not counting. Robin's been on a few times, but
Yeah.
she lives here.
Yeah,
whatever.
she doesn't
She's
count.
my wife.
She has. I mean, she kind of has the right to just come in whenever she wants.
Exactly.
Right,
Like
yeah.
that one episode.
Yes.
So I got to be honest, I won't nearly be as good as Goat.
You don't
Like,
think so?
dude? I listened to him on it, and I was just like,
He's pretty funny. He's
what
on
the
it.
fuck? Like he's like a
Yeah.
pro.
And
Like
let
he's
me. I'm
good.
I'm just gonna point it out right now because I know we're gonna get the comment. Bird, look, Buddy's gone. That doesn't mean he's gone forever. He's coming back. We love Buddy.
yeah.
We love Curtis too. We also love Brandon. No one can take Buddy's place. I'm putting that out there for Buddy too, so he doesn't get hurt. I don't want him to get hurt.
Well, and you know, somebody's got to find the cure for herpes.
That's what Buddy's doing.
That's
Yeah.
He's got. I mean,
Good
he's
luck.
like-
He heard it was down in L.A., so
Oh wow.
you guys just kind of switch places.
He's invested, if you know what I mean.
Hey-o.
Well, good luck with that. They did. I mean, they say it's like 1 in 4, right? So
Yeah, there you go.
odds are one of. I mean, if it's you 3 and me, one of us has got it.
Welcome to the Hardly Heroes Podcast.
High above the city, they shine in my spotlight. Commissioner on the rooftop, double H in the night sky. For the sidekicks we fight, for the right crosses we go. For the ninjas we injure, revenge on our foes. From crime alleys to radioactive insects, genetic mutations. Weapon X rejects our infinite Ursa in crisis. Our wars are civil but secret. Here come Buddy, Manny, and Aaron, blaring through your speakers. Yeah, Hardly Heroes. It's clobbering time.
Welcome to Hardly Heroes, a podcast dedicated to movies, TV, and everything geek related.
And who are you?
Oh, I'm Curtis Corona.
All right.
Sitting in for Buddy,
Yeah.
Yes.
and I'm here with
Manny.
and
Aaron.
Hi.
Look
you.
at
That's
that.
awesome. Look at that.
We're
We
all
got it.
here.
it's like I'm a professional.
Nobody even misses Buddy.
Buddy who?
Yeah. Oh, I don't have that sound on here. Damn it. I only have this thing.
No, wait,
That's all I got.
no,
Yeah, that
that's
works.
that's
Yeah.
rude. That's just rude.
The kids hate him.
Well, thank you again for coming back, Curtis.
Yeah.
Again, I mentioned it earlier. You were on episode 46. I actually went back and listened to the episode again just to see if I had any questions. And it was a great episode, man. We had a lot of fun on that episode. It was the first time we met you. We got to know a lot of the behind-the-scenes type of stuff that you're into, and
Yeah.
talked a lot about visual effects. And
Yeah. Which is funny because I don't know shit about visual
right,
effects.
yeah, no, that's
yeah.
what you kept trying to convince us of that, but we just kept asking you visual effects questions for some reason. I don't
No, I just have the story about Amy Schumer, and that's it.
Yeah. Did I tell that story on the air?
No, you didn't, but I continue to bring it up, and I'm like, you remember that story? And it's like, nobody knows about that
I
story.
was gonna say, I remember
like
you,
it.
you talked about it because I have since I've been on the show.
Oh no.
I was on it, and then like weeks went by, and I didn't even listen to it. And then and I wasn't like a normal listener. I didn't listen all the time before I came on the show. And then I wrote you guys that letter, and I basically said like at some point I got bored on one of the shows I was on. I was like, I'm gonna listen to my own podcast, so I listened to that. And then I was like, and then I started listening from that point forward, and that's when the whole goat thing and Brandon. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
Yep.
I knew him in like third grade. Like we are
That's
like
crazy.
Yeah, it's so strange. So but yeah, so like I went back through and I've listened literally it's like every episode's from then to now. So
Thanks,
now I'm all
man.
caught up and I download and listen. Yeah, so
It helps the numbers.
That's awesome. Well,
Yeah,
we
I'm trying.
really appreciate it.
I can tell you guys the Amy Schumer story if you want.
Yes,
so that-
tell us.
let you
It,
know.
it involved boobies, I believe.
It did involve
No?
boobies.
A little bit boobies,
yeah. So basically, like when I was on Logan, my desk was in like the common area of the VFX suites, and there was one office in the whole floor that
Sure.
wasn't ours.
Yeah.
And it was like an editing suite, and it was populated by some random people throughout the show, different shows coming in and out, and like I never really knew who was in there. Anyway, so at one point it was some show was in there, and it was just fucking loud. And editors, when they're editing, usually listen to it at a loud level anyway, so
Yeah.
it's pretty normal. But I had no idea what movie it was, and I was just hearing these like shrill screams come out of this fucking
Dear,
office. all
somebody's
day.
getting murdered.
Yeah, I was like, "What is this?" And it's like some like voices yelling about rape and
Oh,
moms.
oh,
wow.
I was
gosh.
like, "What?
Harvey?
Is this
Where is this? Harvey Weinstein?
Exactly. No. This is
I'm
Fox,
sorry,
not
I mean-
Miramax. They,
Oh,
they don't
yeah.
play.
Yeah.
As far as I know. Disclaimer. I don't know.
Yeah, we got a disclaimer here. There.
Disclaimer.
They don't know shit.
Yes, exactly. I don't know
Yeah.
shit.
Anyways.
But yeah, so I'm hearing all this random noise coming out of it, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then at one point I realized, oh, is that Amy Schumer's voice? And then I'm listening, and at some point I kind of pinned down, I was like, I think that might be Goldie Hawn. And I was really proud of myself because I was like, I picked out Goldie Hawn's voice?
That's
Like,
pretty
good.
That's good. So then a few hours goes by, it's still happening, and then the door from that suite opens up into the common area, and out walks Amy Schumer, who is not looking at me, but she's looking back over her shoulder.
Okay.
And she's in like sweatpants and a t-shirt and like a hoodie.
My classic Amy Schumer costume.
Yeah,
Classic.
It's like an open hoodie, right?
Yeah.
And she comes out, and like Amy Schumer is she's well endowed.
Yes. Sure.
And so her chesticles were just
There you go.
They're just out in
smell it.
everybody's business.
bouncing like bounding right to my face. Like she was walking right at me, and she had no idea because when she opened the door, she was looking over her shoulder. And she turns around, and like as she turns around, she sees me, and my eyes go from boobs to eyes, and it's very clear what I was just looking at.
Yeah.
And she
no.
instantly grabs her sweatshirt and covers up, and she's like, "Oh my god, I am so sorry. I did not realize this was someone's office." And I was just like, yeah, I'm sorry." And like she's like covered up, and in my head I'm just like, too late, Amy, like I
Yeah.
saw.
Oh, man.
And I was just like, I'm so sorry, like yeah, this is my office area. She's like, I was just going to the bathroom. I was like, yeah, you come through here to go to the bathroom, because my office was very
Yes,
fancy.
my office is in the toilet.
Yeah, so she had to like walk through to go to the bathroom. And so she was like super apologetic, and I was like, no worries. And I was just like, all day I've been hearing your voice, but I didn't know you were actually in there. I figured she might have been doing like ADR or something, like recording her lines. And she's like, no, it wasn't me. Like you were hearing the edit. Like that was, I just got here. And I was like, oh, awesome. Like, and I was like, wait, just real quick before you go, is the other person in the movie, is it Goldie Hawn? And she was like, oh yeah, that's you. That's a good ear. Like you
was
could
that,
pick out Goldie
Snatched?
Hawn.
Is that what's
And it
called,
was, yeah, it was Snatched. At the time, it didn't have a title, and it was called, I believe it was called Amy Schumer Untitled Mother-Daughter Adventure Picture.
They probably should have just called it that.
Yeah, exactly. And
It
so
would
like,
have done better.
I believe that's what it was called.
By the way, fun fact, Snatched, my nickname in high school.
I believe that. But yeah, so anyway, so she was very impressed by my ability to pick out Goldie Hawn, and then
Yeah.
she was like, I can't believe you picked out Goldie Hawn. Like, you must not have no idea who she is. I was like, I'm a Goldie Hawn fan. And she was like, I'm going to go to the bathroom, but when I come back, I'm going to quiz you. And I was like, oh, okay. So she goes to the bathroom, she comes back, and she's just like, I call bullshit. You are too young to be a Goldie Hawn fan. And I was like, I think I'm older than you think I am. And she's like, what's your favorite Goldie Hawn movie? And I was like, well, I should probably say Private Benjamin. Like, that's probably the right answer, right? But I'm gonna say Overboard is my favorite Goldie Hawn movie. And she was like, "Holy shit, you do know Goldie Hawn?" I was like, "Well, I don't know her like you know her. I'm not in a movie with her, you know." And so yeah, I told her, it's like, I'm a bigger Goldie Hawn fan than I am Amy Schumer fan. Like, you've only been in one movie.
Wow.
Nice. I liked your movie, but it wasn't Captain Ron or Overboard.
Nothing is Captain Ron.
Death Becomes Her.
I was gonna say Death Becomes Her. Is that am I
so
bad
good.
for
That's a
saying
good-
that's my favorite?
No, that's a great.
Okay,
I think
all
that's a
right.
great one.
I just
Yeah, I
watched.
love
My mom watched that all the time when I was a kid, so I think I've seen that movie probably 100 times.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, yeah.
because of my mother.
Yeah.
So I think I like it.
Yeah, no,
I think I
it's-
love it.
It's very funny. Yeah,
I think I'm still waiting for the sequel of just their heads rolling around.
Yeah.
you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, end of the story was basically I was not a huge Amy Schumer fan. Like, I mean, I liked her. She's funny or whatever. I wasn't like on that bandwagon of like everybody hate Amy Schumer like so many people.
Sure.
But one of my jobs was to put up clocks in the office for where we were and where our vendors were located. And
Okay.
one of them was in LA, one of them was in Toronto, and one of them was in Australia, in Adelaide. And so instead of putting up the names of the cities underneath the clocks, I just put a clock with the LA time.
Oh, yeah.
And a picture of Leonardo DiCaprio underneath it.
Yes.
And then a picture, and then the clock for Toronto with a picture of Drake underneath it.
Of
Nice.
course.
And then the clock for Australia, Adelaide, with a picture of Papa Hugh
yep,
Jackman,
yep.
because it was Logan. So
With the Drake one, was it pre-miracle of being able to stand up, or post still in the wheelchair?
it was post Jimmy, post
Degrassi? Got it.
post Degrassi,
All right.
and they were
Sorry.
all in tuxes. And she was standing in front of me. She just looked and she was like, "Oh, L.A., Toronto, Australia." I was like, "Yeah, close enough." She goes, "That's good. That's funny. Did you do that?" I was like, "Yeah, I did that." She goes, "You're funny," and then she just walked away. And I was like,
I could see her saying that.
"Yeah," I was
You're
like,
funny.
"I'm a huge Amy Schumer fan now."
Yeah, yeah.
She thinks I'm funny. Like,
That's
she's a funny person. Who
That's
thinks I'm
the
funny.
only thing I hope for. Like, I tell these Degrassi jokes. I've told 3 now in probably 2 months on the show. I'm hoping one of like the 5 watchers of Degrassi are like, "I got you. I love it. I like you."
I didn't watch Degrassi, but I know to
I've never
understand
seen
the reference.
anything. I haven't
I've
seen.
never-
Yeah,
I
I
haven't
know
watched
about. I know.
I've never seen
I
it
listen to
either.
a lot of Drake, so I know where he comes from.
So yeah, so that's the Amy Schumer story. Just
Love
in
it.
case anybody
It's a
has
great
been
story.
wondering the whole time.
Another story you told us, which I'm curious to know if you ever found out with the movie, was that you ran into Willem Dafoe in the restroom, right?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. He
and
had the motion sensor.
He did, and I was assuming then. I think I
Oh.
assumed then that it was Aquaman.
Yes.
but
It
I
was-
thought he might have had a cameo in.
He does.
In
Justice League.
In Justice League.
Right, he does.
He does.
He
Where
was-
was he?
It was cut.
Oh, okay. So
He has a legit scene in Justice.
So you think it was still that?
I thought it was that at the time, but I didn't know where they were shooting anything. And it wasn't a Fox show, but that doesn't mean they don't do stuff on the
Right.
Fox lot. I'm assuming not, because I know somebody now who worked on Justice League, and they were over at Warner Brothers like for
Yeah.
the whole thing, and so I'm assuming they would have shot that there. My guess now would be that it was for Death Note.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Oh yeah. That makes
Because
sense.
his face isn't in it, and maybe they motion track some of his facial capture. So
With his mouth, I can imagine, because I can see with the mouth.
right,
You know
like
what I'm saying?
I didn't see the movie, but looking at that character, I kind of see the. Big,
It's okay.
like,
You didn't.
the-
I did.
The Willem
It was
Dafoe
fine.
mouth. Yeah.
I was listening to the episode and I was like, I bet you it's Death Note. And I've heard so much bad things about this movie, but I still kind of want to watch it.
Yeah, I do too.
You still haven't seen it?
Wait, have you
No, I
seen the
haven't.
animated one?
No, I haven't.
See,
And
I-
that's
it-
you and Chris last week.
I was gonna say the dude last week
yeah.
you guys talked about it.
Forced me to watch. Like, I watched Death Note, the movie, and I was like, it can't be that bad. So I had to watch the show, and the show's awesome. Like, it's great.
Okay.
yeah.
But yeah, Willem Dafoe is the best part of that movie.
Right. Yeah.
He's that Death Note, the whatever his name is perfect. But
I struggle to think of any movie that Willem Dafoe is
Right?
in where he's not the best part of it.
seriously.
yeah, right.
It's like
He
even
usually
like
steals the
Boondock
show.
Saints.
Oh, come
which is like a
on.
cult classic, but I mean, objectively pretty bad in a lot of areas. He's fucking amazing in it though.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, he's
the
pretty
main
good.
reason to watch it. So
Yeah.
and I love that movie. But you can't really get in trouble talking shit about that because of Troy Duffy. Wait, didn't Troy Duffy come on last time I was on the show?
Oh god.
I might have brought him up
I
before
think
too.
you did, yeah.
Everybody hates him, so fuck him.
Yeah.
like
are you
Boondock Saints.
still getting lunch for people?
Nope.
No.
Yeah.
I like
Fuck
that.
all that.
That's what I was.
Promotion?
That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah, I
love
have,
it.
I have received a promotion.
That's awesome.
And I miss getting lunch.
Isn't that the way it goes though? All the time.
I miss lunch too. Don't worry.
It's so hard, dude. And like now I get like what, like when people are kind of shitty to the assistants, and like now like I won't talk shit about anybody that I work with. Wow. But now I get it. Like, cause like, you know, occasionally like the assistants come in and they ask me something and I'm just like, I literally don't have time to think about the thing you're asking me right now. Like,
Yeah.
I feel I'm so fucking swamped. Like it's so
Yeah.
busy.
Oh, yeah.
And like this was real work doing real things and like that have real world repercussions on the show.
Yeah.
You know, and there are times when I get super, super stressed and I start to like feel like I'm like gonna scream. And then I just think, dude, calm down. You're making a movie. Like, you're fine. Like,
So, Manny, before you go on to your next topic,
No, go ahead.
because now I'm friends with you on Facebook, Curtis.
Oh, yeah.
And you're from Sacramento,
I am.
as you can tell from your King's hat.
I'm going to the game
And
tonight.
Going
the
to the game,
first
yeah.
time I've ever seen the water tower on a T-shirt before.
Yeah,
yeah.
the original water
Yeah,
tower.
City of Trees one, not,
Not
the
the stupid farm to fork
farm to
one.
fork
Well,
asshole.
to be perfectly fair, the original water tower has nothing on
Yeah,
it.
no, it didn't have a.
'Cause I grew
the
up-
Sacramento
You're
came
right, you're
with
right.
the City of Trees.
Right. I grew up in Pocket, and so that's like I literally like the water tower was in my backyard. Like I mean not
Okay,
not
so-
literally, but very very. I could see it from my house basically.
Sure.
And so I love the water tower, and it's my Sacramento landmark. I love the Tower Bridge like everyone else, but like when I make my ode to Sacramento, like Greta Gerwig did with Lady Bird. The water tower will be where like my kids hang out. Like
Yeah.
they'll be like,
love it.
you know, her kids are going to the 40s and my kids are trying to smoke pot by the water tower.
But here's the thing. How are you an Eagles fan?
Yes.
What the fuck is that?
We'll go sports.
I'm not trying to go hardcore
No,
on sports,
go ahead.
but
I
I,
love
was
it.
like, I was going through Facebook and like there's like 5 posts. I was like, what the fuck is this bird greater than what?
Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan.
What? What?
Yes. Unfortunately for
Is it your dad or
no,
your grandpa?
my dad was a Rams fan.
LA? Yeah,
LA
got
Rams.
it.
And when they went to St. Louis, he sort of followed, you know, his allegiance
Sure.
with them. And then, so he got to see them win a Super Bowl, which was nice with Kurt Warner. But when I was a kid, so basically the story for
Sure.
my Eagles fandom is basically my dad says I never rooted for another team ever. I was like 3 years old,
Yeah.
and my favorite color was green.
As you do.
Yeah, and
Perfect.
and they had wings on their helmets, and like what 3-year-old's not
Yeah.
gonna love that? So that's who I rooted for. And then when I got old enough to sort of
The silliest reason.
appreciate football,
You're a kid.
yeah,
No, I know.
no, totally.
I think the original me starting to root for the A's is because my name's Aaron and there was a big A on the
Totally,
hat.
and I was always an A's fan as well, so the green was my thing.
Sure.
you know.
And me-
so-
yeah, me too, but-
yeah. And back then, the A's and the Eagles had very similar greens. Like we had
Oh,
Kelly
yeah.
green for the original.
It's surprising that not more people are just Bears fans because of teddy bears, but it makes sense because they're a horrible team.
they are not good.
Anyway, so that's all. I
Yeah.
just had to ask.
No,
I'm sorry.
So yeah, so when I got old enough to
makes
actually
sense.
like football, I hate fucking front runners. Like to this day, I hate
Sure.
front runners. So when I was like, oh, I kind of actually do like the sport of football. Maybe I should be a Niner fan. But they were really good and like
Don't
Batman.
assault Batman
No,
like
sorry,
that.
I hit Batman. But yeah, everybody in Sacramento loved the Niners, and they were hella good. And I was
Sure.
like, "Fuck that! I'm not going to root for the guys who are hella good."
Right.
And then, so I was like, "Oh, I'll be a Raider fan." But then, like, Raider fans are dicks, and I didn't realize that also Eagles fans are dicks.
Okay, so
'cause they
Raiders fans are dicks, and my sister is a Raiders fan. So
Right,
I'm just
right.
going to put that out
And
there.
to be fair, if I
love
was
my
picking
sister.
today, I probably might pick the Raiders because it would just be easy to pick an Oakland team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I stuck with the Eagles and
no.
Randall Cunningham, and I just fucking love the Eagles.
as long as you stuck with them,
Yeah.
that's okay.
yeah, I went through.
As long as you're not wearing a Golden State Warriors hat, you know
the
what I mean?
Warriors.
It's fine. It's cool.
Fuck the Dubs.
Anyways, so that's all.
So yeah, there's your sports talk, everybody. Who's
That was it.
clamoring.
I feel like when I was a kid, for my short time of actually liking sports,
Yeah.
I did follow football when I was a teenager and stuff like that. But I started liking the Raiders as a kid because both Ice Cube and Bud from Married with Children rocked that hat
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
hard,
Yeah. I
and I was
forgot
like,
about
"That is so dope." Yeah, that hat. But yeah,
So, and I have a special place in my heart for Raider fans just because I'm an A's fan and we shared the Coliseum for so
Right.
many years.
Anyways, I wonder if Buddy's going to be mad that that's the longest we've ever talked about sports and he's not even on the show.
He
Right.
doesn't like sports. He's a Giants fan. There's
I know. You don't got to tell me. Anyway, so what's up next?
no, do we have any days of the week? No,
I will. Here's the thing: is I got some for today, but this is going on Thanksgiving, and I kind of didn't want to.
Oh, right.
You know
We're
what
going
I'm
to be a
saying?
day. We're recording a day early.
So this
today, but
technically
we'll still
isn't
post it tomorrow.
Thanksgiving, but it's Thanksgiving.
Right.
Yeah.
And there was one for today. It was called Drinksgiving, and it was just you drink a lot of beer. That's what it would.
That's every day.
I was gonna get a turkey sound effect on here, but I just there you go. I love that.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
No,
That's great.
I try.
I love it.
Master of impressions, Aaron Simonich. All I can do is I can't do Bane. I can't do anybody. I can do a turkey.
Oh wait, What was it? Was it your Morgan Freeman? That is
Wait.
like or your
No.
George Lucas, or is it?
Hi, I'm George Lucas. I made a Star
that what he
Wars,
sounds like?
and I really like my original trilogy, and the number 1, 2, 3 are really great.
I don't. That sounds more like Kermit the Frog.
Yeah.
It
I
is a
think
little Kermity. It is
Yeah.
a little Kermity, but that's. I don't know why I've always thought that that's what George Lucas sounds like.
Yeah, I don't think he sounds like that. I have a buddy who took his picture and has a whole George Lucas story about taking a portrait because he doesn't like people taking portraits of him. And he told my buddy, he's a portrait taker, and he was like, "You get 3 pictures." And
Wow.
He's like, that's all you get. You have to get it in 3. And my buddy tells a story like, he's like, okay, yeah, Mr. Lucas, I'll take it. And so he took the first picture, and then he like told him to straighten up and took the second picture, and he told him go crazy and take the third picture, and he didn't change anything.
I was gonna say it's the same picture,
Yeah.
all 3.
And George Lucas goes, he's like, that's it, you're done, you don't get any more. And he goes, I know, I got it on the first one. And I was just like, I was like, I don't even believe for a second that you said those words to George Lucas, but that's a good
No.
story.
I like to believe that.
Yeah, it's a good
That's a
story.
good one.
Awesome.
I love it.
Okay, so we all watched. I'm glad you're here this week. We got to watch one of the most anticipated comic book movies in a while. I don't know if it's for a good reason that it was so
Sure.
anticipated, but we're talking about Justice League here. That came out last Thursday.
Yeah.
Yes.
And everybody knows it was directed by Zack Snyder. Went through
And Whedon-ish.
family. He had a family tragedy. Had to leave. And Joss Whedon picked up where he left off.
Did a whole bunch of reshoots.
But he's uncredited, right? He's
No.
he
Zack
is?
Snyder's credited as
But
the
Director, and
Joss
then
Whedon.
Joss Whedon has a screenwriters.
Oh yes, screenplay.
Credit?
I think
It doesn't. They don't give a shit. I mean, like at this point, if it was me, I'd be like, give me my fucking credit. But
Right.
It's Joss Whedon. So
I
it's like,
know.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter. He's not going anywhere. Like,
Yeah, I
and-
mean, you'll
and-
see me. You'll see me in a few years at Batgirl.
And
Okay, It's just-
unfortunately, Zack Snyder's not going anywhere either.
no, yeah, no. Well, and now there's so much petition. Like I've seen so much on the internet about like I want to see Zack Snyder's Justice League. I want to see it.
I don't know what I can talk about because I know people
Wow.
who worked on it, but I'll put it this way: I also want to see Zack's cut because I'll say I know somebody who worked on it, and it would not be hard to figure out who I know who worked on it because all you have to do is cross-reference my IMDb page.
Sure.
But I will just say this. I have heard that there are my favorite part of Justice League was Ezra Miller as the Flash.
Yes, I think that-
and I know you're
yeah,
like a Flash head, and I love the Flash.
I have some gripes about the Flash, but
But see,
okay.
I'm not a big Flash guy. Like I didn't read Flash. I don't know the whole backstory. Like you say Flashpoint, and I'm like, oh, I know something happened, but I don't know. And so like I'm not like a big Flash dude. And so Ezra Miller was great as the Flash. Like he was a little bit over the top at times, but I was like, I want to see
but that is him.
a Flash movie. Like
Right.
I loved him, and like his facial, like his face was great. Everything about him. And so like when I saw the movie, I texted my buddy. I was like, yo, saw your movie. And he goes, I'm sorry. I was like, nah, it wasn't that bad. Like, I enjoyed it.
you don't have to apologize.
Yeah, I was like, I actually had fun, and Ezra was great. I'd love, like, I think that dude has a ton of great roles coming his way. I think he's
oh, yeah.
amazing. And he was like, yeah, well, you know, a lot of his shit wound up getting cut when the transition
a
happened.
lot of people's shit got cut.
Yeah, and so it got cut out, and they added in some random shit, and because that's the one thing I said was, what's up with that fucking Russian family that I don't care about.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, are we doing just full on spoilers?
we were
or
talking about because we had decided a while back that we were going to try to do spoiler free. No,
But-
but how do you feel? Yeah, just we were kind of thinking just spoil the shit out of this.
Yeah.
See, now I gotta say, as a listener, I appreciate that you guys do spoiler-free shit because you talk about stuff right away.
Yeah.
And so
Right.
like when you guys when you were talking about Stranger Things, I finally finished it.
Oh, good
but
job.
like you guys,
yeah.
like lit a fire under my ass to watch it because like you started talking about it and you went spoiler-free, but then the next week I still hadn't watched it and you guys started talking a little bit more and you started talking about that one
and that's the
episode
thing.
everyone hates, and I was like, what the fuck? I gotta get through this before they spoil this.
And that's the thing is, what sucks is like we have to do that. Like
no,
there's
no.
no like
Yeah.
if we don't do it, somebody's going to go somewhere else to do it.
I say,
to
I
listen.
say you give
know
them
what I
a
mean?
week. Let them see it.
Yeah,
give
yeah.
them a week, and then if you haven't watched it, then the second week you say, like,
What
hey,
the fuck?
we're talking about it.
Yeah.
Like you had a week, go fucking see it. Like,
Okay,
you
so
might-
we're doing spoil free.
I don't mind.
Okay.
And like I told you,
Okay, I think I can do
can't
that.
get into the things I want to talk about without spoiling.
Right, yeah.
I just can't do it. Let's go right at the top. 1 out of 10. What did you think? How did you think?
I gave it a Yeah, 1 out of 10 is good because I couldn't give it out of 5.
No,
went
no.
like 6.5.
Yeah.
I-
Are you so you're giving it better than the Rotten Tomatoes score of like 30%?
Tomatoes, who the fuck are you? Of what? Oh yeah, because it opened at like 40, right? That's a whole nother thing. The fucking Rotten Tomatoes scandal.
I
was
really
so
want to know about
ridiculous.
how you feel about
Rotten
that.
Tomatoes is owned by Warner Brothers.
Yes, exactly.
That's
and
so
they're like, oh, we're not going to
bittersweet.
tell you the fucking score until the day it comes out because it's a big surprise.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do they think we're going to react when you finally show it to
Right.
us and it's 40%? Like, you weren't hiding that? Like, you thought we would be, oh my God, it's 40. Yay, let's go
Yeah.
see it. Like, what the fuck?
And I don't know how much like everybody cares about the Rotten Tomato score anymore, because like if I went to you and be like, hey, so this is what I no, don't tell me, I'm waiting for the Rotten Tomato score.
Yeah,
don't tell me what you think.
Yeah.
I
do
need
not
to see
care.
the Rotten Tomato score, if it's fresh or not. I need to know.
Yeah. I don't care if it's certified fresh. I don't really read any reviews. I look at what it is, what the score is, just because I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, it's 40. Okay, I can't wait to see this. I'm like, oh my God, Wonder Woman's 96. Put it this way. I liked it better than I liked Wonder Woman. Like Wonder Woman.
Oh, okay.
I was not a
Wow.
huge Wonder Woman fan. Like it wasn't bad. I just didn't get what everyone was so up in arms about. I was
Okay.
like, it's all right. Like,
It was a good movie.
Yeah, it was fun.
I kind of agree. It's not like the most amazing movie out there.
No.
I compared it to the first Captain America, honestly.
I compared it to the first Thor.
I'm not a huge Captain
Yeah, I
America fan
know.
either.
I
So
know.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Thor. Fuck the Avengers.
Come on.
Sorry.
But
You didn't like Thor?
I like Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Yes.
To me, Thor Ragnarok was the best of all the Thors.
it was
I thought so,
amazing.
too.
Because the first two were kind of a garbage fest.
I can't even.
They
I don't
were
even
fun.
want. I don't even want to bring up what Clayton.
Did you see what
Yes, I
Clayton?
saw.
I was like that.
Clayton,
I
I
think he
love
kind
you.
of took me a little literal.
I love you, Clayton, but
We had a conversation
Okay.
about whether Thor was a laughable character, and I said that's what has made him charming this whole time, is that
Right.
you could just laugh at him.
Right.
And he's like, he's never laughed at himself. Well, if we're taking this literally, of course he's never laughed at himself, but everybody else
because he
has.
doesn't understand. He's dense. That's the
yeah.
point.
No, Clayton's a great guy to
No,
have
yeah, I love it.
conversations with because he gets deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
That's
like
what she said.
There you go.
Thor. It's not somebody I can get a deep.
What, you can't relate to a
conversation
Norse
about.
god?
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's like, is Norse god? Like, I'm supposed to get all like up in arms about the Norse god movie.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really care. And I was never a huge Thor fan anyway, but I did enjoy the first two. I saw them, and like I love Natalie Portman, so like I'll
Who
see anything
doesn't?
she's in. And she wasn't in the third one, which made me sad.
Not gonna be in
but
anymore.
It was very funny. Taika Waititi
Yeah.
is a very funny man who
Wasn't
makes
on my
very funny
radar
movies.
before this, and
Yes.
he's so good. Like, I want to
should
see
be.
his vampire movie now.
Yeah,
I fucking
yeah.
hate vampires.
Yeah,
but I want to see his vampire movie.
Yeah, he's very, very funny. And it was a funny movie, and I liked everything. I liked everything about it. I was fine with it. I was not mad about anything in it. It doesn't go into my like top 5 comic book movies or anything, but it was fun.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Okay.
I liked it better than Justice League.
All right.
So
Oh, yeah,
I
so
did not
did I.
hate Justice League.
Okay, back to Justice League.
Right.
For everybody's like,
Sorry.
what are we talking about?
Ugh.
No, it's okay. I brought it up. Thor. So back to Justice League. Okay, so you're saying it wasn't as. How do you rate it between BVS and this Batman versus Superman?
So we got 5 Warner Brothers movies out now.
Okay, yeah. So there's 5 Warner Brothers movies. It's okay. So everything's better than Man of Steel.
No, it's not true.
I'm sorry. Man of Steel was so fucking didactic and just
Can
took
somebody explain to me what didactic means? Whoa.
it just beat you over the head
Thank
with
you.
the symbolism.
But, okay.
Yeah, I get it.
Did anyone go into Superman not realizing he was Jesus? Like, we get he's God, basically, right?
Sure.
Everyone
Right.
gets
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Superman, the man who can't die, is basically a god.
Yes.
Because, it's in the fucking dialogue throughout the movie. But then there's literally a scene when he's in that spaceship and they blow the hole through it and he's fucking unconsciously floating out of the hole with Earth behind him, arms outstretched,
Yeah.
floating in space like he's fucking crucified. And I was like,
Very true.
I get it. Like, I get it. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't, again, it sounds
Sometimes
like I
they
hated
have
that
to
movie.
beat you over the head with
It
it.
sounds like I hated that movie. I didn't hate it. It was fun. It just, for me, they tried to go gritty. They tried to go Dark Knight. They
Yeah.
tried to go dark with it. And it was just not, like, if you wanted to go dark, show me when that laser blasts through that family.
Or
with
do
these
another
fighting
character,
Zod.
don't do Superman.
Right. Oh, yeah, exactly.
Superman isn't dark,
Right,
period.
exactly. So
anyways.
I didn't hate it. I liked Justice League more than that one, than
Yeah.
Man of Steel.
Yeah.
And certainly I think I liked it more than Batman vs Superman. I also didn't hate Batman vs Superman. I'm very lukewarm on most of the DC films.
I say, if I can get more of what I like,
Yeah.
then
Right.
bring it on. If it if it bombs, I never have to watch it again.
Right.
And that's where it ends.
But no, is that true though? Like, will you stop watching them?
No, well, I won't watch Catwoman with fucking Halle Berry.
Well, okay, you won't watch that Catwoman, but if they
No.
reboot Catwoman,
If they, if they
which
give it,
we'll probably get in Gotham City Sirens.
there's- I think there's a huge difference between showing that the filmmakers appreciate the characters and the plot and try.
right?
Fantastic Four. Sorry, but
Trying, there's a
but-
whole.
Hey,
But
you
they
got
tried.
Incredibles 2's coming.
They tried.
Incredibles 2's coming.
Yes, it
I'm not gonna shit on that movie when you had just like you say you get this huge crew of people making these
Right.
movies, and then we go crap.
Yeah, exactly. It's so
All
quick.
thousands and hundreds of thousands of hours. Crap.
Yeah.
You're done.
I love it.
Yeah, but I mean, Fantastic Four was kind of crap.
Yeah, it was. It was. It was
fine.
difficult to watch.
Yeah.
That's what I like to
But
say.
that's a Fox movie, too, right? Like, oof, not good.
Yeah.
They'll reboot that at some point too. So
Yeah. Well, I heard rumors about them as kids or
Oh, right.
something. It's in the works already.
What
well, and we're already dealing with now because we've had Human Torch now. You
Yep.
know, because Human Torch became Captain America,
Right.
And now Human Torch has become Cheetah.
Correct.
Right? Like so, everyone who plays
Yeah.
Human Torch gets a different
Yeah.
role. And I'm almost upset that Michael B. Jordan is now Cheetah because I think Michael B. Jordan's fucking amazing. He could be.
He's
I like
awesome.
him. He's great. Although he's Michael B. Jordan and everything, but
Yes.
still he's
Don't
awesome.
worry about it.
Yeah, no, I like him.
Vince Vaughn is Vince Vaughn in everything he is in,
Yeah, and-
except for True Detective. Only
Yeah,
good part of
but that
season
was-
2.
But that was a bad season.
Only good part of season 2, Vince
Sure.
Vaughn.
Yeah, okay.
That's hard for me to say because I hate Vince Vaughn.
Oh, really?
I hate that guy.
Oh, I like Vince Vaughn. Swingers is.
I don't mind him.
I think I talked about this.
I
in the
think
last
he's a
one.
huge
Swingers-
Republican or right winger, right?
Is he? I don't
I think
so.
he's-
I don't
You know what? He
Or
is.
he's just like hates like the left. I mean, you have
Either
this group
way.
of people now that just hate all these.
Yeah, there was an
liberals.
award show where they were bashing the Republicans,
His
and you just
rolling
see
eyes.
him.
Yeah. He's just
It's
not happy.
I don't like him as much now. But I do like him, and he is Vince Vaughn and everything. You're right. But Swingers is one of those movies.
No,
that
Swingers is
made me
good.
wanna
I like
see
that.
it. And I was just actually talking about Made the other day. Did you guys ever see Made?
No.
Oh, you should see Made. It's basically, I thought it was just a movie like Swingers 2 because I was like, it's Vince Vaughn and John Favreau.
Pool hall
And-
junkies?
But it's actually very underrated. Made. It's very very good. He's like one of them. He's a bouncer for like a stripper. Famke Jansen's in it. The original Dark
yes.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, but yeah, you should see it. Made. It's very very good.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll check it out.
Yeah.
Back to Justice League again.
Oh God, we keep doing that.
I know it's okay.
This is
great.
a ringing endorsement of what we really
This
feel
is-
about Justice League. It's very easy to stop talking about.
No,
it.
well,
Yeah.
this is awesome though, because it's the lack of conversation that scares me. So when we
Right.
can just jump from
Yeah.
topic to topic, that's great. So like you said earlier, I think you said it over the podcast. Can't remember if I hit the record button. Where they were at 95 million at the end of the.
At the end of the weekend, they were at 95 million. They made not what they wanted.
Their goal was 100, right?
Their goal was like 115
115.
ish.
I think it's so unrealistic for any movie to if you're shooting for 115.
Yeah.
Man, that like you should be surprised by 115. Like I
Right.
remember when Jungle Book came out, like the Favreau Jungle Book.
Oh, Johnny Favs.
And we were like, oh, 80 million. Like it could hit 80. Like
Yeah,
80s, like because we play the box office game.
Yeah.
In all of
Oh,
our-
you have to.
all the crews we play. Like box. Oh, speaking of which, sorry, another sidetrack. Anyway, it got to 80, and I was like, oh, maybe it'll make 80, and then it made 100, and everyone was like, holy shit, like
Yeah.
Jungle Book's real. Like
Yeah.
that's for real.
That's
It's like
cool.
if you're shooting for 115 and you're gonna get disappointed by 95,
I know.
like, go fuck yourself, man. Like 95 is good. That's incredible. You made $95 million. Maybe spend a little less on the next one so it's not
Yeah,
such a
right.
letdown to make $95 million in a weekend.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when you spend $26 million on a fucking mustache.
Oh.
God damn it.
That mustache looks so bad.
It's-
What is up? That was one of my questions. You are in the industry. You kind of see how things go down. Why was that so bad?
I don't know. Honestly, I was shocked. Like sitting there, I was like,
The first scene had to be it.
yo, okay, so that
I was
first
like, I'm
scene-
already taken out of the movie because
So
I'm
if
looking
it-
at the big face.
it's the first scene, so it's not spoiler, but like
Right.
I bet you that scene was not shot on an iPhone.
No.
With the vertical at first, like that was not the
that was
plan.
a purposeful.
Yeah, that was to like try to hide how bad that lip was gonna look, and which is just, I mean, look, we're at a point where it's like you can do a lot of cool shit with VFX, but like putting a whole face on the screen and making it look legit human, like
Yeah.
with texture and all that shit, it's really really hard, you know.
It
Like
makes sense.
look at
Rogue
the dude-
One.
yeah, I was gonna say the dude from Rogue One, the
Princess Leia.
Yeah, Leia.
Carrie Fisher at the end.
and what's the general dude? He was in-
General-
like
I forget his
like
name,
that dude
but
is
yeah.
dead. And
Right,
they put
yeah.
his whole character in the fucking movie.
He put his face. They put his face on some random dude's
Right,
face
yeah.
that has kind of the same shape as his.
Yeah, well, no, and then look at Fast and Furious. Paul Walker died
Right,
in the
his
middle
brother
of it. They
or
put his
whatever.
brother in the car and then face replaced it, and even that, like, at the end of that movie, the movie's garbage anyway.
I didn't
But
see it.
when they showed it, I was like, that looks like shit. Like, and they got a guy who looks a lot like him to
Yeah.
do the, you know, it's very difficult to do.
Right.
And so why they wouldn't just fucking prosthetic that mustache on the other movie, or it would be easier to put a mustache
Right.
in than to take one out. So I
Well,
don't
that's what they
understand.
said. Well, why? Okay, with all this, that's what's we're getting pretty
I
far
know.
into it. The part where we all know that Superman's in the fucking movie,
Everybody
right?
knows.
So when he finally appears, his look is just not what I expected from somebody who's been rotten in a.
But he's not rotting, right? Like,
Well, not
that's-
anymore. But he definitely
Well-
looked cleaner than I did that day. I mean, he looked pretty nice.
Yeah.
Could they have not given? I mean, the Superman. The rebirth of Superman that we know, he has a beard,
Right.
he has facial hair. So why wouldn't they go that route?
I don't know.
He had a mullet.
It's just long hair,
Here's
maybe
the
a
thing
little
is-
disheveled,
and,
you know.
And what happened was, so in BVS, at the very end scene, you see the fucking gravel like
Right.
trying to shake and go up. They totally took that off. That wasn't a point in this movie.
Right.
He wasn't. That was meaning there was some sign of life in him.
Right.
I
And in
forgot
this
about
movie,
that.
there was none.
And there was
Yeah.
not, and they used the fucking cryo chamber thingy
Yeah.
and brought. What the? Why? Why even have that?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, obviously they have it just so that you go, oh, I guess there is another
Right.
one. Like you didn't already know.
yeah.
There's always that. You know,
I
they've
know.
been doing that since the 90s. You know, remember fucking Godzilla at the end of like Matthew Broderick Godzilla? And those
Oh
little eggs
yeah.
are there.
Got the Green Day soundtrack.
Do you remember Godzilla 2?
No.
No, it didn't happen. So they just
Yeah.
they just want to like build it. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought it was a little short for a movie that had such a huge cast.
Oh, you thought it was short?
short?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I've heard opposite of that from people. That it was
Really?
like,
It's too long?
I guess I'm hearing
felt
opposite
long?
from me because I'm like,
Yeah.
2 hours?
Yeah.
That was long. But I do have other friends who were like, why was it only like an hour long? I was
I
like,
know.
Really? You felt it was an hour long? Because I was like, okay, let's wrap it up.
Well, I know why it's 2 hours long. They've said they took out so much so they could. It was 2 hours, so they could have more showings and have more people buy tickets and have more
Well, yeah,
people in
I mean, that's a
seats.
real consideration. Like, if you go too long, then you have fewer screenings. So.
And
Yeah.
that's like I've heard like articles from higher up saying that's why we did it.
That makes a lot of sense because especially when you're talking about a movie at this scale where so many people are going to see so many movies
Right.
throughout the country, it makes sense that you want to be able to pack as many screenings as you can in, right? Which it's not really a consideration when you're talking about like Lady Bird or something. Like it could have been 3 hours long.
What's up with Lady Bird today?
Lady Bird's great.
It's a second reference.
It's a Sacramento movie.
know.
Explain to me what Lady Bird is actually, because I
Lady
have seen
Bird-
it. I just never really looked into it.
Oh yeah, Lady Bird is directed by Greta Gerwig, who went to St. Francis High School. She's like my year or a couple years younger than me. And in fact, my brother claims to have made out with her at a high school at a middle school dance. So good for her.
Little
Not-
side note.
not for Kyle, you know, whatever. Good
So,
for Greta.
okay,
But yeah,
I'm
so
gonna
Greta
check it
Gerwig
out
went to
then.
St. Francis, which is one of the 4 Catholic schools in Sacramento. I
Yes.
went to Christian Brothers. My
was gonna
girlfriend
ask you
Sam
where-
went to
yeah.
Loretto. And anyone who went to Jesuit can go fuck themselves.
Boom.
No, so she so she is from Sacramento. She has been like a big part of the mumblecore movement. She's dating Noah Baumbach, I think.
Sure.
Yeah, who's a director as well. She's been in tons of like little random indie stuff. She did Frances Ha, which also has a Sacramento scene in it as well.
Got it.
And she's a really great young. Well, I mean, we're in our 30s, but she's, you know, youngish and up and coming. And now she's directing. And she set this whole movie in Sacramento based on a girl who went to, well, it's a fictional school in it, but basically she goes to St. Francis and she sort of brings an amalgamation of the 4 Catholic schools together in this film. Yeah. And so it's a love story.
And that's in theater right now. Or
It's
is
in
it-
theaters now, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just a love letter to Sacramento. Like you should like legit see this
yeah,
movie
I'm
at
gonna
the
watch
Is
Tower.
the Irish girl in it?
Yeah, Swarizzi.
What is her name?
Ronan or I can't know.
Scottish or Irish?
She's something. She was in Brooklyn.
Yep.
And Hannah.
Yep.
Yeah, she's great in it too. She's like that girl can act. She's really
That's
good.
so funny because I just saw something about that movie like a day ago. Never saw anything about it
Really,
before.
it's so weird. It's a Sacramento movie. It was
Yeah,
filmed
yeah.
in Sacramento, and it's by a Sacramento filmmaker, and it's about Sacramento.
Now I
So
have to see it.
Everyone should see it, and it's actually really good. Like it's really good.
I'm
So yeah,
guessing it's playing at the Crest.
it is. No, well, the Tower.
Darn it.
Crest
That's what I
doesn't
meant.
play
That's what I meant.
real
Tower.
movies anymore, which is really a shame because the Tower's garbage to watch movies in. But you should go watch movies there.
Lady Bird.
But just know it's gonna be a
Yeah,
Pain.
it's a thing. Anyways,
Okay.
yeah.
thanks,
anyway.
Curtis.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, thanks.
Lady Bird.
I didn't really know too much about it. Now that I know that it's from somebody from SAC, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, and like apologies to your many Virginia listeners.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Hey,
guys. But
they-
you should also see Lady Bird. Then you'll get a taste of our hometown.
See,
There you go.
Sacramento.
Cyborg. How did you guys feel about Cyborg? I actually thought I was going into the movie thinking that he was probably my least favorite, and he kind of grew on me. I still wasn't convinced about the CGI on his face.
I honestly I think that the way he looked, I totally bought because once you get that deep into it, like I mean, like he's a cyborg, and I'm looking at a man who's half man and half machine. I'm okay with that. Like, it didn't
I'm looking at
bother
the
me.
laziest nicknaming ever.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it didn't bother me. And I actually didn't. I knew I wasn't gonna like him that much, but I actually throughout the film I was like, oh, I'm cool with him, and I like his dad, the guy from Terminator 2.
I liked him. I just thought that and then maybe it's me looking too much into it, but it seemed as though he's thinking the entire time, I've got to keep my face as still as possible with no emotion so that they have an easier time putting that.
That
over
might
his
have been
face.
well, yeah. See, I don't know. See, sometimes we read shit into things because maybe that was also just a decision he made for the character,
Right.
You know? Like
Look more robotic
Yeah,
and-
he made that decision of like,
That's true.
This is what I look like. This is who I am. And
Yeah.
So yeah, but I don't know. I didn't. He didn't take me out of anything. So
Yeah, I liked him a lot more. Like I was expecting to be like, wow, this is the most boring character ever. And what they did give him, I didn't mind. Like he wasn't as bad, or he wasn't bad at all. And I liked him a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah. Same.
And also a lot of scenes cut out of his.
Everybody got scenes cut.
Well, because and when Snyder went out and Joss took over, even more stuff winds up getting cut out because then Joss wanted to reshoot a bunch of shit,
Yeah.
and it was adding shit. Like he stuffed that Russian family into that film. It wasn't in there before.
Yeah.
And that was a waste of time. But yeah, so it's just when you have too many cooks in the kitchen, that's what winds up happening. And so,
Well, how do you guys feel about Joss Whedon's part of what we consider his parts?
I mean, I don't know. Other than that Russian family, I don't really know what he did to like add more shit to it.
Well, I heard it was maybe more of the comedic factor was his idea.
With him,
But
yeah.
even that, like,
I don't know that
like,
for sure,
the whole Bruce meeting Flash scene, that's not Joss. That's Zach's. That was one of the first scenes they shot where they let all the press in to say, hey, look, this is what we're doing, guys.
That was a good scene,
This
too.
is what it looks like. And that was Zack Snyder right there, that whole scene.
I like that scene. So.
I liked it too. Other than the world's greatest detective not knowing that what Flash's powers were and then throwing a fucking batarang at his head. He says, I don't know what you do, and then throws a battering at him.
Well, maybe you could argue that in that moment the world's greatest detective figured it out and was like, "Oh, here we go. This will
had
be
an
Oh,
a fun way to
idea.
do this." Yeah,
And that was sharp, man. That was a sharp battering.
yeah. And that's what I'm talking about.
It was
with
big.
Ezra
It
Miller.
looked it would look like that big, unless Ezra Miller's hands are small.
Well, he's
But that's Ezra
Miller.
right there. I thought he was great, and his facial expressions were amazing
Yeah.
in the whole movie. Like it's rare that I look at an actor and go like, "Oh, he did so much with just his face
Right.
that I'm really impressed by." And throughout this whole movie, that's what I was getting from him. Like
His
when
facial
when
features,
they
yeah.
went into fucking Quicksilver time.
Yeah.
I work on X-Men, so it's Quicksilver.
Yeah. I thinking the whole time. I was like, don't pull a fucking Quicksilver. They did it better.
And they did. They
It's
did
like-
it different. Right?
Yeah, they
Like,
did. They did
didn't
a good
go
job not
full
doing the same
Quicksilver.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So good for them. That was really interesting.
But yeah, so I do like, and I never was a Flash fan, and like this might sound stupid, but like I only got into the Flash because of the show. I never was a Flash fan before the TV
Before
show.
the TV show?
Right.
You have a fucking
You have a
Flash
tattoo.
This was at post show.
You got that as a full-fledged adult.
Yeah.
That was a conscious
20,
adult
Wait.
decision.
28 years old.
The current show?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like.
But
the
no, so I
previous- the
started.
old show.
No, not the 1990s
Yeah.
one. But no, so I got into the show and then I started reading all the like comics and the old issues, and I'm like,
Interesting.
Flash is fucking awesome. Like,
Yeah,
this
right?
is an awesome character. Read Flashpoint, read Rebirth, reading the new Rebirth, and
Interesting. Flash was always a character that I was like, I sort of liked not knowing about him. Because every time I see him in
Yeah.
something, I was like, it's like I get to learn about a really cool
Yeah.
character over again because I didn't ever read Flash, and now I get to see him. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
it's fucking
and,
dope.
And I understand, like they have to damper him. Like his power levels are crazy. Like he can reverse time. Like he can go back in
Right.
time and change shit whenever he wants.
Right. So can Superman. He just flies real fast around the Earth.
Yeah,
Remember?
except he just.
That happened.
Yeah.
That happened
I
in the
know.
movie.
I know.
Was that the first one?
That was Was
the
that
first.
no,
I thought that was the
So-
third one.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Richard
the Superman 3 or something.
was it 3?
It was where they
was
fight
one.
like
Because
through more.
Lois Lane falls into the crater or whatever.
That wasn't in the first one, was it? No way.
I thought that was
No.
the first one.
I'm pretty sure that's when
Because
it
my
jumped the
favorite was
shark.
the second one with Zod. The third one was when he fights himself, isn't it?
Then it's the fourth one.
No, the fourth one is when he fights himself with Richard Pryor.
Right.
The
Oh, right,
third
right.
one is when he fights the other dude, the blonde guy.
I don't remember.
Fuck, I don't remember.
Yeah,
Anyways,
I'm pretty
But-
sure.
Damn,
So-
he goes back in time in one.
I
That's
didn't,
sad.
anyways, so I love the Flash, but I kind of need to know more info about this Justice League Flash because first of all, how long has he been a speedster? Because he tripped at least 4 times.
I know, right?
The Flash tripped 3 to 4 times. How? First of all, you're not running fast to you. You're running slow to yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
That like I don't.
You're just
Is
running
that
normal, yeah.
You've been reading. Is that a thing that happens? Does he trip?
No.
Yeah.
He.
Well, how do you? What about the static electricity?
I like that.
You like it. Now, the thing that bugged me about it was that
Static electricity. That's
yeah.
just rubbing a balloon on his head. and-
Isn't he supposed to like? How is he ever like?
that's him channeling the Speed Force.
But
or
does
going
he do that
into the
in the
Speed-
comic book as
Yeah.
well? Okay,
Yeah.
because
So
I was like,
Speed Force is like a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I always thought that he was able to do stuff as if like he's not moving. Like you never knew that I just took that Blu-ray off the
Right.
shelf. But
What we
in fact, you did know because there's electricity going everywhere. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's interesting to you bring that up because like when he painted on that dude's face,
Yes, he did.
He didn't notice.
Yeah.
Right.
Right,
So maybe it's
so-
just kind of.
It's just convenient.
maybe
Whenever
that-
we
Yeah,
want him
it's-
to see us,
There you go.
whenever he wants us to see it, we do, and when he doesn't, we don't.
But
Yeah,
like, I like the Flash, and I wasn't too happy with a lot of the stuff. Like the funny stuff with the Flash was great.
Yeah,
Him being the Flash, I saw a lot of it in the trailers.
yeah, we did see a lot of it. But that goes to show you because it was the best
I
part
know.
of the movie.
Like, and the scene where he says, "What's your superpower? I'm rich." If I wouldn't have saw that more than a year ago,
Right.
last July, we saw that clip. It wasn't. I didn't laugh. I didn't chuckle. I
I
didn't
know.
smile.
It's
Yeah.
like with all the deleted scenes that we got.
But yeah, so-
the scenes from the trailers
Yeah.
that didn't show up.
I
That could have
judged-
definitely been one of them.
I judge the fuck out of people who laugh at the shit that was in all the trailers.
yeah.
When I'm in there and like that, when that line got like a big laugh in the theater, I was like, "Where the fuck are you guys going?"
haven't
Like,
you
you
seen
knew
this
he
trailer
was
like
gonna say
15
it. Like
yeah.
I would have been less annoyed with you if you yelled it out before he said it. Because like
That'd have been awesome.
to pretend like you've never heard it before annoys me. Like
I'm rich. Yes, he said it.
yeah, exactly. I'd be like, all right, Aaron, the good one.
With all the scenes that didn't make it from the trailers, it seemed like there were so many Flash ones that we should have gotten. Like the one where he's pushing the glass and it's just breaking. Did you see that one?
That's the reason. That's the. What did we talk about? Because they pulled an Iris West scene from the movie.
Okay.
That was that scene.
Okay.
Because in the background of that scene from the trailer, you see a girl in the window.
Iris West. Who's that?
That's
his,
his.
like, love
That's his
interest?
love.
Okay.
And that's him saving Iris from something in a cafe, and they just
he's-
pulled that
did
all.
you,
away.
do you see that?
No, I don't remember
He's
that.
like with the
Was it
Speed
in their
Force.
trailer?
He's just
Yeah, you see
going
his, like-
through the glass and it's just slowly breaking, shattering.
You see
as
his
he's just
watch on his
pushing
wrist.
through
Yeah.
it.
You've
No, I didn't
seen
see
it.
that.
Before. You've seen
No,
it.
I don't actually. I avoid most
Oh,
trailers
okay.
because I like to be because I know I'm going to see everything anyway. So I just
Right.
I like to
And then
be
he's
surprised.
like, "Yeah, I saw that scene 20 times.
Yeah.
I saw that scene 20
Right,
times."
but I did see the I'm rich scene.
Right.
But I didn't see that. I'm going to look that up.
But yeah, that was the scene with Iris West, and they just pull it out all the way.
Well, poor Iris.
Another deleted scene. It was a Supergirl, right? Was that?
Nobody's saying if
Nobody
it was
knows,
or
yeah.
not. There's a scene where Batman's in the background, and then you just see a leg and a flowing red cape.
But it doesn't. It looks a bit transparent.
Yeah, it's like a hologram.
Yeah, like he's
Where would that? Have
It's like
fit
in the
into
Batcave.
film?
like he's doing more detective
Research.
work, and he's how in
was-
BBS he had the whole
Right.
rundown of all the characters and
Yeah,
their powers.
metahumans
It
and-
almost seemed like he was doing that with Supergirl.
Yeah, it was
okay.
Supergirl.
He was finding her too.
And if you look real closely, I think she's wearing pants. She's
No,
got-
it's her. Anyway,
she's got the same stripes as.
it's not Superman. I know that.
Yeah,
And-
it's definitely not Superman.
And then the other one where Alfred is in the Batcave and like the person comes up, that's
don't
officially
say who it
that
is.
was Superman,
I
and they just cut it.
I thought it was supposed to be Lois Lane.
No,
No.
Superman.
Yeah, that's
Lois
stupid.
Lane.
Lois Lane doesn't
Yeah.
wear a cape.
That was worthless, huh?
I hated her. I hated her in Man of Steel too. It took all the fun out of Batman. Like, or it took all the fun out of Superman. Like she just instantly, first of all, knew who he was and was in love with him. It was like that's like 90% of the fun of Superman is getting to that point. And
I think I don't know if it's if we can just say, well, in the Richard Donner films, she was a different character. I didn't get any of that from her ever, and I just never felt for that character. I didn't give a shit about what's her name, Lois Lane.
Yeah.
in these set of movies.
what's her name?
Amy?
No,
other
not Isla Fisher.
The other Isla Fisher.
Yeah, Amy Adams.
Amy Adams. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which have you?
That late night thing is so funny.
Oh, I don't even know what you're talking about.
The
But
Isla Fisher went on like Jimmy Kimmel or something and had
Amy
like it
Adams?
did like a PSA that says, "This is Amy Adams. I am Isla
yes.
Fisher.
Yeah.
Amy Adams was in this. I was in this."
well, they were both in Nocturnal Animals, and she
Correct.
played her in Nocturnal Animals.
Yeah,
Her like
so-
alter ego in Nocturnal Animals.
Oh,
it's
wow.
it's pretty funny.
yeah.
But yeah.
Which Nocturnal Animals, shockingly good movie.
There
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. Directed by a fashion designer. What the fuck?
What?
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, I remember hearing about
All
that.
right.
I'll have to check that one out too. I thought Ben Affleck lost his mojo as
Right.
Batman.
Oh, really?
I want to
Yeah,
bring
did you
this-
like him?
I see. I'm an Affleck apologist for
Sure.
not Casey. Fuck him.
Wow.
Yeah.
If he did what he did, fuck him.
Yeah, well, of course.
Look, man, we can't root for any males in Hollywood right
I
now.
know.
You just
Well-
can't. Just don't do it.
I didn't do it, so you can
Well,
root for me.
Yeah, there you go.
No
but that's what we
actors.
keep saying. All this fucking news that drops. We keep saying, just keep your resumes
Yeah.
polished.
Every time I'm just like, "Phew, I'm glad it's not Louis."
Oh, Louis C.K. I fucking called and I
Wow.
won a pool. We were at work. We're like, oh, who's gonna be next? And I said, we were at lunch the day it got announced. We were at lunch, and somebody was like, oh, who's next? And I was like, I bet you it's Louis C.K. And they're like, what? I was like, I've heard some shit about Louis C.K.
That's funny.
I bet you that this is that he's next. And then later on that day, it dropped, and my whole office was like, you're a fucking genius. How did you know? I was like, I literally have heard those stories.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah.
anyways, so sorry, Manny. What
No. I felt that Ben Affleck had lost a little bit of his mojo, and maybe it's thinking about all the shit he's been going through, everything from rehab to divorce to not wanting to play this character anymore. I loved him in BVS. I kind of thought maybe adding the comedic part of the movie, making Batman a joke, was a little bit too much for me, I guess. Because especially now with what was it, Funny or Die, that did the whole red button thing?
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
Where so they reenacted the last scene in Dark Knight Rises,
Okay.
where he's finding out that what's her face
Oh, yeah.
is a bad guy,
Yeah.
and she's got the button, and
Oh, yeah, I did
and
see
he's
that.
like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
this button, what do I do with that? You know,
Yeah,
it's like,
No, I liked him in Batman vs Superman. I was like, I honestly
Yeah.
thought he was a pretty good Batman.
Yeah, I
and
did
everyone
too.
was like shitting on him afterwards. I was like, oh
No,
wow,
no.
I actually liked him.
He was coming from me as a Superman fan. Ben Affleck was my favorite part of BVS.
Yeah, and I didn't mind him. In Justice League, but again, like I was not offended by anything in Justice League, but I also wasn't like over the top about anything except Ezra Miller.
The way I saw, because like I said, we've talked about it on the show before. I liked him as Batman. I think he's a great Batman for what they're doing with him. But in this movie, look, it was barely audible.
no, it's okay. You tried. I saw it. I saw it in you.
He just looked like he didn't care. Like he didn't look like he cared at all about the movie. He seemed uninterested, unenthused, and I don't know.
And I don't know how public the story was that came after with the reshoots of Justice League.
He just didn't want to do it, or what?
No, he couldn't fit into the suit.
Right.
He had put on
He's lumpy.
weight,
He's a little lumpy.
and so they had to have a body double for all the.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I didn't know
yeah.
that. I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
He was.
He looked pretty jacked
Look,
in BVS.
look,
It just
yeah.
did
Look,
he
here's
just,
the thing: is the only superhero actor in Hollywood that stays in shape is Chris Hemsworth. Okay, he's the only one that stays with
Hugh
it after
Jackman.
he's not. Even him, he
He's, like,
takes a few
dedicated.
days off.
Hugh gets skinny. That when he he gets skinny, like he doesn't get like he's ripped up.
Yeah,
but
and
then
then
he
he-
just like loses. He like gets skinny. Like I've seen him a few times around, and like he like I'm like, oh damn, dude, you look like.
I think it's funny you see him
burger.
in the first X-Men, and
Oh.
we thought he was in shape then.
Yeah.
and it's like now.
Oh no,
just
he's
like,
gonna get roided up in a minute. Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, but yeah, I was like Batman. I just didn't care at all about Batman. I was so happy that Aquaman was in it because he was good. I didn't expect to like Aquaman. I thought he was going to be cheesy, and we did see a little bit of the corniness of woo woo!
Yeah.
Oh God.
And
He's
but
like, my man. It's like, God damn.
but those are the only two. Those are the only two from the
That
trailer.
was corny.
But I
was
like
pretty corny.
Aquaman.
I like Jason Momoa, so like
Here's the
for
thing.
now.
But
yeah.
what are we basing that on?
I hate
It's like
Aquaman,
people
so
who
it's
are like,
pretty
oh,
easy.
I like Jason Momoa. I was like, so you like 4 episodes of Game of Thrones?
Yes, yeah.
And you like,
Every interview he's in.
yeah, him as like a human?
Yeah, right.
Where
he seems
Yeah.
like
and
he's
even
pretty
as a
down to earth.
human, he's done some questionable shit. Like
Yeah,
that whole,
I heard.
Sure.
that
There
whole,
was it was a rape joke.
yeah, the rape
Yeah.
joke, not
That's-
okay.
No
Not-
more rape jokes.
Yeah,
We're done with those.
We're done with
Yeah.
that. No more of that.
Even we are done with those.
Not in public anyway.
yeah. No
Like
more.
you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. In a safe space where it's just you and a mirror, you can say whatever you want, so you know that you shouldn't say that shit out loud to other people.
That's why I don't have any mirrors.
awful.
Well, I promise you, Jason Momoa has
Anyways,
a lot of mirrors.
I know. But yeah, no, and nobody liked Aquaman before this.
Right.
But
Aquaman's, like,
before
the
he was
least cool.
cast.
Yeah. And now
He was the joke. He was the joke of all comic books.
Right.
Him and the Wonder Twins were the joke of all comics. And yeah,
he was
made
kind
him-
of fun, and they're doing Aquaman standalone now, and we'll see how that goes. And
with what's his face from Fast and the Furious is directing.
So
it.
you think they're still going to go forward with all this stuff still?
James Wan?
Not
I
that the
know
movie
for-
was that bad. I mean, I don't think it was horrible.
well, I know they're doing Aquaman.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
already
Yeah.
done
What about-
I have
filming.
friends on Aquaman, and I don't think it's done.
It's pretty close.
It may be close
because we got Aquaman, Wonder Woman 2's happening.
Oh yeah, it's they
matter
actually pushed
what.
it up a month, so it wouldn't go up against Star Wars. the Han
Suicide
Solo movie.
Squad 2 is happening with The Rock.
Wait, The Rock is
The
in it?
Rock is
Yeah,
the Black
he's gonna be
Adam.
Black
He's going to
Black
be.
Adam. Racist.
Do you think we're still going to get a Flashpoint movie just to reset the universe? Probably.
I think that's such like that's the nuke button, right? They just can reset. Like
Yeah.
when shit starts to really get out of hand, there's got a flashpoint.
Flashpoint.
Yeah.
Here's and I'm not a fan of them doing this story. Like,
It's too soon.
have I ever seen Flash on the big screen? His own movie? No.
I think
Well,
they'll
and
give
he
us a Flash movie before they do Flashpoint.
No, that's not what they're doing.
Well, like the
They
Flash-
should. After this,
I know.
I would hope they
They're still doing.
retool.
Yeah, they're still doing
Because-
scripts right now.
right.
So who knows?
I think I would hope they would retool. I feel like we're not the only ones out there who said Ezra Miller was the best part of that movie.
Yeah.
And I would love to see a Flash movie.
I just-
I'd love to see an origin Flash movie. I'd
Right.
love to see.
I don't want to see him in a movie where he loses his powers for most of the movie. That's just
Right.
lame.
And for like we're like second level fans. For most just straight up fans, they're gonna be, well, why does Wonder Woman and Aquaman hate each other?
Right.
Where's Ben Affleck? Why is it Jeffrey Dean Morgan? Where like those are these like it'll be so confusing for people
Right.
who are just casual fans of movies.
Right.
And I just I love the story. The story is wonderful.
Yeah.
So are we getting Jake Gyllenhaal as Batman after this?
I think so. After the Batman solo movie, hopefully they just like, hey, look, here's Nightwing, and then just leave it.
You think that Ben Affleck's going to come back for the Batman?
Yes,
I don't think so.
That's what he's saying. Matt Reeves? No.
Yeah, Matt Reeves.
Who knows? I don't know.
I mean, I think he's gonna do it too, but I guess it wouldn't shock me if he didn't do it.
I watch your face to be like, is he just not saying something because he can't say
No,
something?
I don't know anything about
Yeah.
this one. Yeah, that one I don't know.
I like
but I
Jake
do
Gy-
think he's gonna do it. I think it's hard to walk away from that kind of thing. And as much shit as you might get for whatever it is you've done in your career,
Right.
everybody wants to play Batman.
Yeah, and that's
I mean, that's fun.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
he
cool.
was
That
in an
sounds
interview
awesome.
the other day. He's like, I did this for my kids.
Yeah.
Like that's what and I would have done it too.
And then
That's dope.
and then he said his kids just wanted to meet the Flash or something like that.
One of his sons dressed up as Flash for Halloween. He's like,
Yeah.
you know what? Fuck you.
Like what a dick.
Don't these hurt? These hurt after a while? Yeah, they hurt.
Yeah. No, it's like my dad was a firefighter, and
Yeah.
my brother one year went as a cop, and my dad was like, "You're a little shit.
You're the son.
You're a little shit."
Yeah, so then we got Flashpoint, and then they're still saying another Superman movie is coming because Henry Cavill is still under contract for one film, even though contracts don't really matter.
Yeah.
Like you can just back out.
Yeah.
And Gotham City Sirens is coming allegedly, and Batgirl
Yeah.
with Joss Whedon.
Oh yeah, I read about that.
So those are the movies on the deck. And
Who's gonna be Batgirl?
Shazam. No, that we don't know yet.
No, but like, let's cast it.
Oh, have we done fantasy casting?
I'm just like when it comes to like just off the top of my head,
Yeah,
I
just Batgirl.
I
Who is
can't
it?
I can't remember a single actress.
The one the
a
girl who
brand new actress.
plays Harley Quinn. Oh, damn it.
No.
Oh, does she have to be blonde?
Oh no,
Is she redhead? I thought, no.
there's dye.
Okay, I want. Then I'm gonna cast Haley Steinfeld.
From what?
She was in True Grit, and she's in the new fucking girl singing a cappella.
Oh yeah,
Pitch
yeah.
Perfect.
Pitch Perfect 10?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she can act. I like her. So.
Okay.
The other girl in there, what's her name?
Anna Kendrick.
Yeah, let's go
Ew.
Anna Kendrick.
Gross.
Woo!
She's gonna do the
Dislike.
cup song.
Yeah.
God, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. Prove it. Prove it.
Yeah.
Give me the
show
opportunity, Anna.
Okay.
Give me the
so,
chance.
Okay. So I guess we're kind of we all pretty much enjoyed
Right.
Justice League. It wasn't the best one out there.
6.5.
6.5. I would agree with.
I'm gonna give it a
6.5.
6.
Okay, he's going 6 because he's got to be different.
Well,
so,
no, he's
yeah.
a bigger fan than me, and he's like, I get it. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I want to see some more scenes. Like I did not want to see BVS Ultimate Edition or whatever.
Right.
I want to see Justice League Ultimate Edition with the 2 hours of
Yes.
extended footage or
Sure.
whatever.
Yeah, me too.
Fuck.
Yeah, I would like
I'm down to watch a 4-hour Justice League movie. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so real quick, we brought up the Rotten Tomato score of this movie while we were speaking about this, but I wanted to get your opinion. You being in the industry, I know there's a lot of hate towards Rotten Tomatoes and how it's scored. It's just too simple. It's a thumbs up, thumbs down. I get it. I understand. There's so much more to movies than just saying yes or no.
Right. Even though that's literally what we just did.
Right.
No,
yes.
we talked about it though. We
know.
didn't just give it the Hardly Hero stamp of approval and move on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't care about any critics.
Right.
I know that critics are necessary. I'm not saying like we should not listen to critics or we shouldn't have critics. I'm just saying personally, I give no stock in what critics say because I'm gonna see any movie I want to see. I'm gonna see regardless of what the critics say, and I'm gonna make my own decision.
Yes.
And hopefully, like my friends and family are going to be like, hey, did you see this? And should I see it? Because I'd much rather hear what you guys have to say about the movie than what
nice.
some random shitty,
Thanks.
Algorithm.
yeah, Disney critic has to say or something,
okay,
you know?
yeah.
So, but yeah, so like those are the critics I want to hear is the people who are actually fans, you know? So,
Right.
And at the end of the day, that's who matters. Like,
Right.
yes, the paycheck, yes, the revenue matters, but the fans are the ones seeing it.
And like these movies, honestly, like I don't give a shit about these movies. Right. I'll see them all day long, but like I'm gonna bring up Lady Bird one more time.
Sure.
Those are the movies
that
I think is important to talk about. I think those are the movies important to say, like, I saw this, you should see it. You don't need me to tell you to go see Batman versus Superman or fucking Justice League because you're gonna go see it anyway. Even if you don't want to see it, because like I'm not sure I really want to see these movies. I just know that I need to see them so that when I go to the office on Monday, I'm not the only one going, I don't know what the fuck we're talking about. So I want to see these movies because everyone sees them anyway, and I work in the industry, so I'm going to see them.
Yeah.
But it's those other movies, the smaller movies, the movies that maybe mean something to someone that you should be talking about, and like those are the movies that critics will say like, oh, Lady Bird, 2 thumbs up, 5 stars, whatever, and they love it, right? But like you're like, I never even heard about it until right now, and it's a movie about our town, made by somebody from our town, and you hadn't heard about it. So like that's the movie. Those are the people I want to talk about. Those are the movies I want to talk
I like that.
about.
Yeah.
So
No. Okay. We did have a top 5. Are you able to do it?
I can do it, but I just know we're pretty tight on time.
I know. Let's just go through it real quick then, because I do have a little bit of a we can come back to this later on.
Because I have at least 1 or 4 I can say.
Okay, so
I know 1 for sure.
We did have a listener, Sandeep. I don't know if you've heard of him.
I did.
Yeah, he's from Norway.
Norway.
Yeah, that's
right?
really awesome. So
he's your Norse god.
yes,
Yeah.
and he had a really good email last week about how Thor could be taken in a comedic way. Yeah.
Right.
So real quick, he asked us what our favorite TV shows or TV shows or cartoons were growing up.
Right.
And Aaron doesn't really have a
I don't have a solid list, but I have a list.
and Buddy's not here, so I hope we don't disappoint Sandeep because it's going to be you and I.
I'm much
for the most
better
part.
than Buddy,
got
so
some
Sandeep's
stuff.
going to be fine with this.
We'll bring this back up
We're good.
later,
Oh, yeah.
and we owe it to Sandeep to get Buddy's opinion. So so we go with our top 5, right?
Top 5.
All right. Yeah, you like that?
You nailed it.
Are you gonna do? Are we doing honorable mentions? No.
I feel like we should just do honorable mentions after we give our list.
Okay, yeah,
because
let's do that.
Because if I give an honorable mention that's in one of your lists, I'm going to feel like a
Something
dick.
we've never done before.
Okay.
I
We normally talk about the list so that we can at least have different lists, but in this case, I think we'll be all right.
Right, yeah.
We'll see how we go. Okay.
And if it cross references, then great. Then we just know it was that good a show.
That's great. I
Boom.
like that. Okay, so we'll start with
Number 5.
you like
This is the best use of the soundboard yet.
Yeah,
So good job.
this is Buddy's brother, by the way. That's
Nice.
Yeah,
That's good.
We recorded all of our voices and then turned down the what is it, like the tempo or the tone, and suddenly he sounded like his brother.
It was
We're like,
crazy.
dude, you sound like James. It's
exactly.
so weird. Yeah.
Wow, how many fucking Nickersons are there?
Like 20,
4 or 5.
4 or 5.
Because I know his sisters.
Yes.
2 sisters, 2 brothers.
Oh, really? Yeah. I've never met the brothers. I've only met the 3
One's
of them.
in Utah.
You're right.
Well,
I
we're
met
not
him
all
for
perfect.
5 minutes.
I don't think I've ever met him.
I was in Utah.
Oh, there you
With-
go.
but with
Yeah,
Buddy.
yeah, I know the story.
yeah.
All right, so who's going first?
Blah, blah, blah. No sleep. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Number 5.
Me?
What's your number 5? Yes.
Okay, so number 5, top shows I watched as a kid. Number 5 was Nickelodeon, Doug.
Okay, that's a good one.
I was like, gonna say that.
Yeah, see, it's already crossed
Yeah,
right there.
Doug. Yeah, I lived on Doug.
Doug was good. Doug was great.
Douglas, Yancey, funny.
Yeah, Doug funny and Skeeter, and
Patty,
Quail Man.
A lot of life lessons.
Yeah,
In the show. Yeah.
and just like talk about an easy fucking costume. You know, just throw.
Yeah.
I actually was Doug in high school.
Oh, yeah, see,
and
there you
in
go.
the, I put the coat hanger in a belt. I
Right.
was Quail Man. I'm
Quail
sorry,
Man,
I wasn't
Quail
Doug.
Man. Yeah,
I was
just
Quail
a belt
Man.
on your head. You're Quail Man.
Underwear over khaki shorts.
Yeah,
He had a great best friend. He was Blue,
Yeah,
Skeeter.
Skeeter.
Touching on, social.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He had
He was a grown-up
a
Gonzo.
POC as his best friend.
Fun
Much
fact.
as I did in the 3rd grade when I was watching Doug with Goat. He was my blue best friend.
Wait, what? Do you know what Patricia Mayonnaise's middle name is?
Patty Mayonnaise would be Patty Burger. I don't know.
Patty.
Melt.
Patty Mayonnaise.
Patty.
Yeah, her middle name is Patty. It's weird.
That's weird.
Anyways. Sorry.
Okay. My number 5 is a show called Silverhawks. I put this on the list. Do you remember that?
What?
Do you remember that? You don't remember that? Okay.
No, I'm
How old are
Googling
you,
right
by the
now.
way?
I'm 35.
Okay, you're 1 year younger
Yeah.
than me.
Yeah.
Silverhawks is a show that took place in outer space. It was a space opera. Some silver-looking dudes that flew around. I thought it was really cool. I am surprised we haven't even heard about any type of reboot, remake, movie, or anything about this. It's from 1986. And,
Yeah, I mean, yes, I was 4 in 1986. But Jesus, man, I'm
was
looking it up
born.
online right now. It has a really cool logo.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like some Thundercats type shit.
Yeah, I think it was probably I'm probably wrong. I don't know,
Does
but
one of them have a guitar?
I think so. Yeah.
What the fuck is happening?
And a cowboy hat.
Yes, yes.
Cowboy hat.
Mad
I'm
Max.
looking at it online. Google this, people.
Oh, I love it.
Silverhawks.
Yes, Silverhawks.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, no, trust me,
Okay.
that'll be.
All right.
So
yeah.
my number 5, Celebrity Deathmatch on MTV.
Yes, that was great.
nice.
Oh my gosh.
That was a great concept.
so good. And I remember just the claymation by itself, like you wouldn't think it would work, but it works.
Oh, it does, yeah.
And you get to see these fights like you would never think, and they do them really well.
Yeah, they were really funny. Those
And it
were
was
great.
funny and crude.
It's funny you mentioned that too because later in my list I have an MTV show which when I first did the list I forgot all about MTV and I sent it to some of my friends through text and I was like, what am I missing? And my buddy was like,
I think I know
dude,
which
what are you
one.
talking about?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you're missing a huge obvious ones.
Yep.
Anyway, that'll be number
yeah.
2. Spoiler.
Okay. Next one.
Number 4.
All right.
Is it me?
Yes, it's
Okay.
you.
Number 4. I went. It's still Nickelodeon, right? Salute Your Shorts.
Oh,
that sounds familiar.
Remember that?
I don't
Salute
think I
Your
ever
Shorts?
watched it.
is that animated or
Nope,
or-
nope.
am-
Live
It's a
action.
competition show.
No.
I do
It's
remember
like
this
summer
one.
camp.
Yep.
Summer
Yes.
camp on
Yeah.
the one.
Yeah, yeah.
Hold you in our hearts. Remember that? Come on, guys.
I used to watch Hey Dude. Didn't that happen right around?
Honorable mention.
Oh,
Hey Dude.
shit.
Honorable mention.
I should
was
probably
Hey Dude.
stop mentioning other shows.
Hey Dude, and I was in love with Ben Stiller's wife on Hey Dude.
Yes,
Yes, I can't remember.
The other,
Chrissy?
Marsha? What was it, Marsha?
Yes, Marsha. Yeah, I can't remember her name. Christine something
Yes,
or other. She's
sure.
hot as hell. So, but yes, that was mine. Hey Dude, Salute Your Shorts with fucking donkey lips and.
I know of the
Wow!
show. But
You guys need to write in and tell these guys that they need to watch.
my
some Salute Your
memory's
Shorts.
really bad. I watched the show. I know for a fact I
Right.
watched it.
Yes,
But I don't remember
I
anything.
loved that.
Okay, my number 4, Thundercats,
Oh, yeah.
1985
Oh, I
through
realized that.
89.
Sorry, it was
It's okay.
Silverhawks,
No, it's all right.
Thundercats.
Had the same kind of feel. All those all the shows from the 80s, but I love the idea. I think there was even a movie at some point.
I'm waiting for Michael Bay to ruin it for us.
Yes, of course. And
It'll happen.
Didn't
Dora
we
the
just
Explorer's
we lost
next,
I know. It's-
we lost an actor just recently that played one of the voices.
Oh, really?
Yeah, of the gray older
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah,
wiser.
yeah.
Thundercat. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot what his name is, but
I only know Lion-O was the leader.
Lionel's a leader. Yeah.
And then I think
The rest of 'em.
Wiley was the kid, which
Okay.
I only know because my brother's name is Kyle, whose nickname was Kylie, and my mom used to call him Wiley Cat.
Oh.
And we were like, the fuck, is she watching Thundercats or what? Like, that's weird.
Yup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my number 4.
My number 4, Rocco's Modern Life.
Oh,
Yes, that's a good one. I have
That's
to-
a good one too. That's
I have to
Nickelodeon
say-
again, right?
Yeah.
Damn, Nickelodeon was like on
It's
one.
good.
when
They were
Yes.
good in the 90s.
Yeah.
Like that was the channel.
Yes.
I love that show. Even to this day, like they had so many adult jokes in there.
Lick the page.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
turn the page, wash your hands. Turn the page, wash your hands.
Yeah.
They have it. You know that there's a store called Lunchbox. They sell like different different segments of the stores, like Star Wars, Disney, Harry Potter. And then I went in there like 2 months ago. Rocco's Modern Life T-shirt.
Nice.
His T-shirt. It was like
Yeah.
$50.
Oh. That's cool.
Yeah, no, but so great. I
Nice.
love that show.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we are on.
Number 3.
All right, that's yours.
Number 3, which it might be bad because it might be on your guys' like 1 or 2s, but it's Saved by the Bell.
Oh, it almost made the list. Oh man,
Oh, Saved by the Bell's not even on your list?
I just thought of it, and it would have been.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
It was really close. It was really close.
Yes, Saved by the Bell definitely on my list. It was number 1. As soon as I thought about it, it was number 1, and then I started, thinking about
Yeah.
what was my what did I really look forward to as a kid, and so I was like, it got bumped down to 3. But yeah, I mean, come on, AC's. I just worked a show in LA. I did production managed for this Vanderpump.
Oh, Vanderpump Rules.
Heard about that?
I heard of it.
My
Well,
wife
I know all
wanna
of them.
know about it.
Oh, hello.
I am on first name basis with
Mr. Vanderpump.
Ken and
The others?
Lisa and her daughter, whose name in real life is really Pandora.
Awesome.
She told me that, and I was
Love her
like,
jewelry.
She's like, I'm Pandora. And I was like, I'm Spotify. No, I was just like, that's such a fucking weird name. But anyway, I worked a show, and AC Slater was the
Of course he
MC
was.
of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, yeah,
interesting.
'cause that's-
He's the low rent Ryan Seacrest. Like
yeah,
that's who he is.
That's what it is. Yes.
He
And
wants.
Lance Bass was there too. So there you go.
Oh, I love me some Lance.
I like that. That was your number 3.
Number 3, Saved by the
Okay,
Bell.
my number 3 is another show that I feel like they haven't touched on, and I'm really surprised about it. It went from 1991 to 1994. Dinosaurs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs.
So it was
I'm the baby, right? That's the,
Yeah. No, not the mama.
Not
Not the
the
mama.
I'm
Not
the
the
baby?
mama.
What the
Yeah.
fuck
I think
am I?
he says that too.
Maybe that's.
I'm the baby.
We'll cut that.
So it was
Yeah.
live action, a lot of practical effects.
Yeah.
It was a sitcom about dinosaurs.
Yes.
And it was
Hilarious.
amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it was
Hey,
so
have
good.
you seen that the boss in Dinosaurs is basically Trump?
Yeah.
Is
yeah,
it now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
look
guess
up,
so.
look that. It's like a
Yeah.
meme or a
Yeah,
video
yeah.
of it, and it's like
the loud, like,
Yes,
what do you call it? Triceratops,
yeah,
and just
and it's-
screaming with the big cigar in his mouth.
it's unreal how
Yeah.
similar
Oh, that's
he
funny.
is
That's
to
interesting.
our current president, which is pretty sad.
Oh, dear.
There's also a video of them doing some Biggie. Notorious B.I.G. song
Oh.
in the dinosaurs,
Oh.
and it's hilarious too. So
I gotta check
can
that
dig
out.
it.
I don't know why
Nice.
dinosaurs have so many memes.
Don't
but-
worry about it. What are we on? 3?
3, yeah.
So I've been looking through it as we're going.
Yeah.
I was DuckTales.
Okay, that's a good one.
Super
Yeah.
good.
I just want to
Watch
sing
it a
all the
lot.
songs,
Right?
Like he says Ducktales, and instantly it's like, woo.
It's okay. My number 1 is I'm gonna sing the song.
Oh, okay,
Well, it's yeah. So
I don't think I was ever really convinced that you can dive into money.
No,
It's
no,
just like,
that duck would be
no,
dead.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
and
duck would be
they're
dead.
they remade it. It's not a bad remake. They do it
Oh,
on
it's
the,
on Netflix, right?
Yeah. Is it? I think
Hulu?
it's Disney XD.
Oh, yeah, of course,
Oh,
of course, it's
obviously.
Disney.
And it's the animation's pretty good. It's just as good as you would think.
Really?
Yeah. It's pretty good. Huey, Dewey, Louie.
I love the movie that came out after that show about an amulet and all this
Oh
stuff.
yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
There was a movie.
I was big into that. Yeah. Okay. Are we on? Yeah.
Number 2.
Number 2 for me, this was my MTV throw-in at the end. Obviously, Beavis and Butthead.
Okay. Yeah.
Had to be done. Beavis and Butthead, and like it's a great show. Like I don't think objectively it's a good show. People,
people watched it,
wouldn't
man.
argue with that.
They brought it
When
back.
half of it was just shitty music
Yes.
videos.
But there are only like maybe 4 or 5 things ever that I was ever forbidden from watching by my mother, and Beavis and Butthead was one of them.
Sure.
But luckily, my parents got divorced when I was a child.
Wow.
So
You're
when I
so lucky.
so lucky. So I got 2 Christmases, and
Beavis and
I got
Butthead.
to watch Beavis and Butthead when I went to Dad's and had to sleep in the same bed as my brother.
I'm hoping that's
Thanks for
exactly.
bringing this up, guys.
I'm
This
hoping
is-
that's exactly what my daughter's going to say when she grows up.
Yes, so I got to watch Beavis and Butthead, and all of the 10 Spot on MTV. Remember? Those?
Oh, yeah,
the 10
yeah.
Spot. I got to watch all those shows.
Those
but
were
yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
My number 2 is going back to originally MTV, or was it originally Nickelodeon? Ren and Stimpy.
Oh yeah, that's on my honorable mention.
I think it was originally Nickelodeon.
also one of the shows my mother forbid for me. Was
Yeah,
Ren
yeah,
and
that-
That was a
Stimpy.
pretty raunchy
It's
show.
pretty raunchy. That one I can understand.
It's bad.
Crazy raunchy, yeah.
Yeah, it's not for kids.
They really pushed it
Yeah.
on that one, but it was
So
good. It was
good.
great. Go ahead. Your number.
It's like what it's what SpongeBob wishes it could be.
Yeah, well, SpongeBob's pretty fucking good though.
People
I-
like it,
I
and
just
it
never-
they don't have to
just
go
never-
that far, and they're
No,
doing
yeah,
great with that.
I think
show.
SpongeBob is what Ren and is like. It's just like a little bit watered down, but
Right.
it's still really good.
Oh, I get it because he's under the sea. I get it. That was a good joke. What? Wow.
Sorry, you can't hear anything I'm pushing over. She's like, sorry. No, it's okay.
What are we on 2?
Yes,
Yeah,
too.
Oh man. Let's just say Bobby's World.
Bobby's World,
okay.
Howie Mandel,
Right?
Yeah.
Good one.
I don't know if he
dude.
did anything before Bobby's World, but that's what I know Howie Mandel
He
from.
did you guys ever talk about Little Monsters on this podcast?
We did.
'Cause he
That
did
was
Little
our-
Oh, he did?
Monsters, Yeah.
Weirdest movies.
Yeah,
That was
sure.
our
Great
top
movie,
5
though.
weirdest
Yeah.
movies.
Fred
Look,
Savage
I
and
lo-
him.
That's great.
I love Deal or No Deal. I'm not a fan of America's Got Talent, but I sure as hell love Bobby's World.
I used
Bobby's
to wake
World was
up
great.
before
So good.
school to watch that all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was kind of a toss up, that and Rugrats for me.
Yeah, Rugrats was like on my honorable mentions as well.
Yeah.
but,
Rugrats was great.
because I went with Doug instead. So
Yeah. So Bobby's World.
yeah.
All right. So last one.
I think on the fly. On the fly, by the way, I'm coming up with some pretty good ones. I'm
Yeah,
just,
that's pretty
just
good.
gonna
Yeah,
say.
you're doing pretty good. I like it.
Number 1 for me is obviously X-Men, the
Well,
animated series.
Yeah, I figured.
Like no way it was gonna be anything but that. Like it was just like, I mean, I lived for that fucking show, man.
That was
Like,
a great show. That first season was. They've never really done anything like that, like a continuation, a dramatic continuation in a Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah. I mean,
And
so dope. Like
I just couldn't wait for the next episode.
Right, and like it would, you'd be like, "Oh my god, I legitimately want to know what happens next."
Yes.
Like, and if you missed a week, you're like, "How? What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
I have to just watch out of context
Right.
now, and then wait for them to replay that one episode because, like, there was no DVR.
Never happened. No, yeah, that didn't happen.
Kids have it so easy
My
now. They don't have
cousins
to
and
wake
I-
up.
I know.
My cousins and I were such hardcore fans of X-Men. We would VHS every episode.
Yeah.
We recorded all, and we wondered why. Let's see if you can remember this. Why 2 episodes were in the wrong order.
Were they?
They played them in the wrong order.
Oh,
now,
wow.
if you pick it up on DVD or something, it's
Right.
in the right order. But
Interesting.
you get to the episode where, okay, so there was an episode where Juggernaut just destroys the mansion.
Yeah.
They-
and they played that one after.
They played it after the episode where they're fixing the mansion back. And you're like, what happened? You're like, what the hell? Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
Wrong tape.
That's
Yeah.
your number 1.
That was my number 1. Chris Eddy in the mornings on Fox in
Yeah.
Sacramento, introducing us to X-Men.
I have to say that I didn't pick some of the obvious ones like X-Men just to keep it just
Right.
entertaining, but of course X-Men
Right, yeah.
is up there
On the list.
Yeah, it's just we talk about that shit so much.
Yeah.
We're like, yes, we know. you
Yes,
like
I've seen your shelf. I get it.
Yes.
My number 1, you did mention it already.
Sorry.
Rocco's Modern Life. I
Sorry.
thought, no, it's okay. It's a great show.
Yeah.
It's I love that show. Every character, character's called Heifer.
Right.
Yeah.
One of the scenes that stands out to me is when Heifer's looking for parking and he goes so high into the parking that he starts to bleed from his nose. It's like, this is a children's show.
And you know what, Rocco, like you were talking about like the t-shirts and stuff. I
Yeah.
feel like people, if they dress like Rocco now, would
It's
be like
just-
super hip.
Oh, yeah.
Like they'd be like, oh yeah, like you just wear this is the Rocco's Modern Life
Yeah.
collection.
Yeah.
And people would just rock it out. And
Well,
people would be like, oh, he
Go to
looks awesome.
Lunchbox.
Yeah.
You'll get it. Get the whole costume.
Yeah.
So
Actually, was it just the shirt or did he wear pants?
I don't think he wore pants.
Yeah, I don't think he wore
Just
pants
the-
either.
Pants,
like
just the
Tommy
shirt.
Bahama looking
Yeah.
shirt. or
Yeah.
something.
The button up.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was it.
Number one, yeah.
My number one. Right when you said it, I was like, well, I already know what my number one is. So it's Darkwing Duck.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Great one.
Darkwing Duck, let's get dangerous. Darkwing Duck, when there's trouble, you call DW.
Are we recording right now? 'Cause
Yeah,
this is-
Yeah.
because
You're gonna need to get some
for
royalties.
one of the best theme songs ever made
Yeah.
for a cartoon. Just period, end of story.
Yeah.
I love it, and yeah, it was great. All those duck centric cartoons in the 90s were just my bag. I loved it.
Yeah.
It
They're
was
good.
about a
Oh.
duck. Howard the Duck?
It's too old for me. I never got into it.
I liked it.
Wasn't that into ducks?
Wow.
So I was into ducks.
Yeah. Is that all of our number ones? That's it?
Yeah,
Are
that's
we going
number
to talk a little bit about? You had a couple of honorable mentions.
Oh yeah, my honorable mentions were
name
Ren
them
and
off real
Stimpy.
quick. Okay.
Hey Dude, which we
Yes.
taled about.
Hey
90210,
Oh.
I know that's a good one.
I
Yeah.
was too young for 90210 because I remember being in 4th grade and like the 6th grade girls were talking about 90210.
course,
And I remember thinking like, I gotta get in on this. I don't know what they're talking about, but I gotta
Yeah.
try.
Yeah.
And I remember watching one episode. I was like, this is adult shit. I'm not watching this. Like, get me back on
Boring.
cartoons.
I watched the show with my sister and my mom.
Oh, yeah,
but we
yeah.
watched the shit out of that
Yeah,
show.
but although I will say that I did watch the shit out of Dawson's Creek later on, which was then like my version of
yes,
90210.
yeah.
So
The tattoo on the foot or whatever. Was that what she had?
I don't
and then
know what
my
that
the birthmark.
yeah.
This one.
My last honorable mention was Eon Flux.
That was a
which
crazy one.
I had
Yeah.
no idea what it was. I had never read the comics, and like I read
Charlize
comics.
Theron?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
based
I know.
on the same thing. But they had a cartoon on like the 10 spot on MTV.
Yeah.
and it was fucking weird.
It was
and
kind of felt uncomfortable while you watched.
It was a
Yeah.
little uncomfortable because like she wore like really like revealing clothes.
Sure.
And, like I was always laying in bed with my brother and my dad while watching this thing. So I was like, this is a little awkward, but this show's awesome and I really liked it. So yeah, that was my honorable mention.
My couple of honorable mentions. I put them on here just so I could say that I do like X-Men.
Yeah.
And I do like Teenage Mutant Ninja
Yes,
Turtles, but I didn't bring them up.
Yes.
I in fact do like X-Men.
those are great
Please
ones.
don't send in your emails.
And I have Saved by the Bell and G.I. Joe. I think those are pretty
yeah,
obvious,
G.I.
right?
Joe, yeah.
And then when I was doing my research, I thought some started coming up, like Chippendales, The Rescue Rangers was
Rescue
good.
Rangers.
Pretty good.
Do you guys ever watch Gummy Bears?
Gummy
Yes.
Bears,
Yeah.
bouncing here and
That
there and
theme song
everywhere.
also
I had
very good.
I had the toys.
Yes.
The toys were
I had
awesome.
the toys were really good.
They were solid, man. You could
Yes.
throw some at somebody, you get
Yes.
black eye.
Oh yeah, all my GI Joes are buried still at 772 South Oak Way in Pocket. So go if you want some old retro GI
Yikes.
Joes. Just start digging in the fucking,
Wash them off a
Yes,
little. You're
there
good
it
to
is.
go.
Garfield, the animated Garfield.
Yes.
Really good.
Yes.
I just had
He
it.
hates Mondays.
He always, but loves lasagna.
Who doesn't love lasagna?
That's all I got. So,
All right.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, well-
good honorable mentions.
Yeah, I thought that was good.
Beetlejuice.
Yes, that was
The Beetlejuice
I didn't
cartoon.
watch it a lot.
Cartoon.
No,
but I remember.
the intro, like the intro, the animated intro was just creepy as shit. It was after the movie.
I remember because they had all those like weird angular
Right.
face dudes and
Yeah,
all that
yeah, yeah.
shit. Yeah, from the movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess is that all we got?
That's
Yeah.
all we got.
That's all we
That's
got. We
it.
got to get you to the game. So
Oh yeah,
you're going to the Kings game. Yeah, you got to get out of here. So
watch our team lose.
thank you, Curtis Corona, for showing up and being on our little
Not
insignificant podcast.
Yeah, no,
we really
no,
appreciate it.
Totally significant.
All 4 listeners love it too.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks, Mom.
including Grandma.
Yeah, and Buddy this time.
Yes.
And Goat.
Oh yeah.
And Goat and Bird
Yes.
and the other guy who's
I think that's all 4.
Sunday.
That
the
is-
villain
Oh, Jay Jackal. Yeah.
who went hard at you last time.
Yeah,
that
he
was
He gotten disappeared, and I thought, okay, he's not coming back.
he came back with a
And
vengeance.
He definitely.
I like him. I'm a fan of his.
Yeah.
We're
he
getting
likes
along.
talking shit.
Two separate. We're not. There's no mutant villain brotherhood here.
Oh.
No, not
it's just
yet.
2 separate factions
Yeah.
of villains.
Me and him have never gotten along.
Yeah, so there's 3 of us, and we all fight.
Yeah.
I love
none
it.
of us are getting
It
along.
works.
Yeah, but I like it. So, and then obviously Goat, who is awesome, and you guys should have him on all the time.
Oh, he's fun. He's fun to have on.
And Brandon, I know you're listening, and you need to just do your own podcast, a different podcast.
Wow.
A sister podcast.
Yeah.
The
We're okay with that.
Shardley Sheroes.
We're gonna create. Yeah, we're gonna create a
We
network.
might
here.
have
Yeah.
to get our lawyer on that one.
yeah.
We'll get it. Yeah.
But yeah, he
She's
should.
down the hall.
Yeah, I
He
know.
should, 'cause he's great, you know. Like,
No.
and actually, Bird was talking to me when she came down to LA not too long ago. She was talking to me about a podcast idea she had, and I really liked it. And I was like, you know, you should do that podcast with
no.
Brandon.
No, Brandon and I already have made it a thing that his son Maxton and my son Xander are going to grow up and do a podcast together.
Yeah, they should. That'd be awesome.
It's just a thing.
And that kid in Axton, Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
Stupid cute.
Yeah.
Like the cutest thing.
Shout out to Maxton.
Fucking, yeah, Snapchat.
Baby
I see
goat.
him all the time. I'm just like, I skip through everybody's Snapchat so fast, and then I see that baby. I'm like, nope, I'll watch whatever he does.
I got to get on Snapchat. I
No,
haven't tried
you
that.
don't. You don't.
No,
need
I
to get
don't.
on
No, okay.
Snapchat.
Oh.
It's
think you
not.
should.
No,
It's fun.
no, it isn't.
It's a time suck.
Exactly.
Total waste of time. But it's
Because you have so much free time.
I'm now that I got on Facebook just for this stupid podcast, and
Right.
now that's all. I used to spend all this time reading news and articles and all. Now I just what do you got to say now? And
now I get all my news from Facebook, and that's
Yay.
why I voted for Trump.
yeah,
Wait.
yeah.
No, not really.
No, please God.
Anyways.
That's not why I voted for Trump, is what I mean. There are
do
other
you,
reasons.
Do you want to? Yeah. Do you want to throw anything out there? You people know nothing.
No, I got. No, I'm good. You
Okay,
guys are.
yeah, okay.
You guys are hitting on everything you need to hit on, and I'm just
awesome.
happy to keep listening and
Yeah.
occasionally come on the show, and hopefully Buddy can be here next time.
Yeah.
Or if not
I hope
Buddy, we'll
so.
just get rid of Buddy and Aaron and me, Goat and Man.
Wow.
We'll do an episode.
Look at that. I
mean,
hear a new
okay.
podcast.
You got through the
already.
whole podcast.
I
with
know.
No,
No,
hate
no,
from
that
me,
was
so
work.
I had, to,
No.
I had to throw one.
I
jab,
appreciate it.
You know, because like I'm sure. What's the fucking villain's name?
Jay Jackal.
Jay
Jay
Jackal. I'm
Jackal,
sure Jay
yeah.
Jackal was like, this motherfucker does not hate Aaron. He is being too nice.
yeah.
yeah.
It's okay. It happens.
He hates Aaron.
You done
He
messed
hates
up,
us all.
Aaron.
Okay, so for all you listeners, you can reach us at hardlyheroes@gmail.com. Please write us in. You guys don't ever write us in.
Send
except for
voicemails?
Sandeep. Well, voicemail,
please.
voice memos. We'd love to hear you guys. You guys want to hear yourselves on the podcast? Send us a voice memo. We'll put you at the beginning. What else we got? Oh, we've got a Twitter out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Hardly Heroes
Sweet.
1.
Hardly Heroes 1.
We've got an Instagram at Hardly Heroes.
15%
We've got
of
a
the United
YouTube.
States uses Twitter.
Is that?
Yeah.
That's
15?
15%.
That's it, huh?
And like half of those are politicians.
Yeah, it's actually shockingly low.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, sorry.
Check out our Instagram and YouTube at Hardly Heroes,
Correct.
and Facebook at Hardly Heroes.
all at Hardly. And go to hardlyheroes.com for everything.
Everything.
There it is.
Yeah, you can get your links there, right?
Everything.
I know.
All
I've
of it,
been to
yes.
that site once or twice.
It's all right. Okay, this is what Buddy likes to say. Remember one thing.
Disclaimer: they don't know shit.
Which
Okay.
is true. You guys don't.
No, we don't know. I got a lot of shit from Bird about the Ron Weasley.
Oh God,
I
how do
know.
you not
I know.
Ron Weasley's
I know.
name?
I know. We were really bad, and she's like, "Can you guys at least finish what you guys gonna do next time?" I was like, "Yes, I promise. From now on, even if it takes me 5 minutes to look that person up, I will finish it."
All right. Anyways,
All right, you guys have a good night.
see ya.
Yeah. See ya. Bye.
Bye.